Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're checking out American's first trip to England, day 2, Bath, Cheddar Gorge.
Welcome back to day 2 of 4 Americans' first trip to England. If you missed our first vlog, which follows our journey to the UK, as well as our very first experiences with a castle, you should click the link at the top of your screen now. But without further ado, let's get on to day 2. So as
y'all, be sure to go to Blanks No One Asked For and like and subscribe. These guys, as I said, are Americans. I just watched a video about British cheese, and I learned that cheddar cheese was invented in a place called Cheddar. And there are caves, a gorge with caves, where they make cheddar, or they made the first cheddar. It looks like they have a tour there now. Anyway, that's why I'm watching this. Mainly.
Day 2 began, we were en route to Cheddar Gorge for the morning, and fun fact, for the longest part of the planning stages of our trip to England, Cheddar Gorge was not a part of our itinerary. However, fortunately enough, having been on the other side of visiting Cheddar Gorge for the very first time, I cannot say without a shadow of a doubt we are so grateful and thankful that our friend and tour guide decided to add that to our itinerary at the last moment.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to meet up with some locals. They can show you all the non-touristy stuff, right? Stuff you wouldn't think of.
Lots and lots of really great sights on the way to Cheddar Gorge as well. Lots of countryside, open fields, just
that's
endless,
beautiful.
Vast nature.
Look at that. So green.
An environment, and honestly, just some of the most beautiful scenery that you could possibly ever imagine. Not too far outside of Cheddar Gorge, we had to get our very first service area experience. And man, your service areas are so much more fancy than what we would call a rest area in the US. It had a mini casino inside of it, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. Like, how cool is that? And then this seems like the perfect opportunity to talk about the difference between our bathroom stalls. There's literally no gaps, 100% private. These are just a few of the videos that we took throughout the course of our travels that week. And I cannot tell you how relaxing it is to be able to, maybe TMI, but sit on a toilet and not have to worry about if someone is peeking through the little cracks at you while you use it. Complete and utter privacy, absolutely A++ England and the UK.
That's very interesting. I have heard that British rest areas are a lot better than American ones. American ones, there'll be some restrooms and some vending machines, and that's about it. But it looks like they've got a Starbucks? Let's rewind a bit. A Starbucks? And what does that say? We come bleak? Welcome. Welcome. The L is going. Welcome break. I think that's what it says. But there's a Starbucks and a Waitree. I'm not sure what Waitree is, but it's probably like a convenience store or something, right? Show me all that. Waitree. No. Waitree. What if I type in British Waitree? Nope. Waitree store? Nope. My Google's not happy with that. Anyway, that's awesome. And a casino. Sometimes in America you might see these things, maybe one or two of them at a gas station. But this is at a rest area. You can stop and do a little gambling. Okay. Then the bathroom stalls. You know, I hear when Europeans, British people come over to America, they're shocked at the bathroom stall, the gap at the bottom. They're like, why? It's so we can police what happens in that stall. We don't, if you see 2 pairs of legs in there, you know, something funky's going on. Like, I'm okay with that, whatever. But there's a lot of prudish people around here. They don't want that happening. But when I'm seeing this, why not put a ceiling on it? I guess you'd have to have ventilation and all that, so that makes sense. But it's basically a room without a ceiling. Very interesting. Peaceful. Peaceful poop.
So, we found Hot and Cold Tap. Mind-blowing to see in person. I know it sounds crazy, but
Why?
Also, it doesn't matter how many times you guys tell us this is a two-way street where traffic is supposed to flow in both directions. This does not make sense to us as Americans. This is one lane. This is a one-way road, and there is no way that these cars should be coming at us directly. We started out Cheddar Gorge going into Go Cave.
What, you forgot that we had hot cross buns, orange hot cross buns in the transport on the way there. Brought to you by our great British host.
Yes, toasted with butter.
Real butter.
I'm hungry. Damn
yeah,
it.
we'll film some
I gotta stop this and go eat. I'm gonna power through.
of the inside of the caves. Fun fact, this will be the first cave I've ever been into.
What?
I've always wanted to go into a cave, but just never made it.
Okay.
I've been in the mountains of North Carolina.
I've been into a few caves.
So yeah, and then we're gonna do Jacob's Ladder, I believe, which they call me. My nickname in high school was Hike Boy. So
Take a hike, boy.
all right, let's go. It didn't take long after setting foot in Cheddar Gorge to realize that day two's travels were going to offer a very different atmosphere to day one. Cheddar Gorge, as someone said in the comment, gorge must be short for gorgeous, because this place has mountains on either side, and it really just makes you feel very small, but in the absolute coolest way possible. And all of us were just extremely excited to dig into our very first cave experience, Go's Cave. So without further ado, let's do.
All right, get in
Many
there.
unbearable hours later.
Waiting on Mark to finish pooping.
That's interesting. He seems like a southern boy. There's caves in the southeastern United States. Guess he just didn't go in them. There's gorges too. There's a gorge in Georgia called Tallulah Gorge. Good story, huh?
Many unbearable hours later.
Waiting on Mark to finish pooping.
It's been 45 minutes since our last video that we recorded where we said we were going into Cheddar Gorge. We do apologize to the Cheddar Gorge gift shop for what is
Nature calls.
occurring in there, which I would not want to go to the restroom after whatever action is currently happening. So
I also apologize to each one of you after this, because there will be a text on tour. Oh, you made it? Oh, he's buying something. Get out of the way.
now, as cool as Cheddar Gorge was up top, it's even more astounding down below in Go's Cave. So apparently Go's Cave was
I'm shocked at the floor. Did they pour concrete down there or something?
discovered back in 1890 by
How
a
is
guy
that
named
happening?
Richard Go. Go's Cave is home to Cheddar Man, which is the oldest nearly complete skeleton ever found in Britain, coming in at over 9,000 years old. Which is
Was that it? Was that what we were looking at? That dude hanging out in the corner? Let's get a closer up of that. Is this Cheddar Man? Hey, man. Wow. I guess he lost his feet. Looks like he's kind of like this, like this. That's not a bad way to die. Kind of a fetal position. Not bad.
which is the oldest nearly complete skeleton ever found in Britain, coming in at over 9,000 years old.
That's crazy.
Which is absolutely insane. So shout out to you, Cheddar Man. This cave is filled with endless, massive chambers. You've got rock formations hanging from the ceiling, little streams running all through each and every crevice of the cave. And the cave itself is 377 feet deep and runs just over 2 miles long. Again, this is one of those really cool experiences that we got in England, because when we were planning out the trip originally, when we thought England, we didn't think caves. But how amazing this was to stand at the bottom of this and just stare up at the vast natural creation all throughout this cave.
Amazing.
It was amazing.
It stays at 11 degrees Celsius the entire time. How crazy.
Oh, wait,
Wow.
we're still zoomed
The
in.
moisture
Sorry, y'all.
levels in there.
They grow cheese in there. That's insane.
Speaking of cheese,
There it is.
we're gonna organize some down here. Get around.
Hey, the Beach Boys wish they had that cave to sing in, don't they? A rhinoceros? Okay. A beaver. Okay. Huh. The light stuff and the art is a strange choice, I think. I guess they wanted to give people something more to look at than just the walls of the cave, but I would prefer just the walls of the cave myself.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What I imagine.
So when they discovered this cave in 1890, there were obviously the parts on here, so they crawled through here. So if you look through there,
No way.
yeah, crawled through there.
No way. Hell no. No.
Oh my goodness.
They crawled through there? No. Can you imagine? Oh my god. Wow. I don't consider myself to be claustrophobic, but I feel like crawling through a space like that would make anyone claustrophobic, especially if it's undiscovered. You don't know what's down there, you know? There's no lights. You might have a torch. They found it in 1890. Is that what he said? 1890. Wow. It sounds like they have since drilled some paths through the rock.
Obviously the parts on here, so they crawled through here. So if you look through there, yeah, crawled through
Man,
there.
no way. Nope.
Oh my goodness.
It's a quarter of a mile underground with water. It took 8 years for them to reach this chamber.
So if you're ever in the Somerset
It took 8 years for them to reach that chamber? So, why? Did they have to drill through parts of it, or... I need more info.
It took 8 years for them to reach this chamber.
So if you're ever in the Somerset area, Cheddar Gorge, you have to go and check out Go's Cave. This is one of those things that video footage, photos really don't do it any justice. To just be able to stand and in awe of everything that is surrounding you.
And smell the cheese.
It just doesn't make any sense that you're that far underground. And it's just a really humbling experience. So go check out Go's Cave. You will not be disappointed. And then it was time to finally go back above ground. And of course, we had to hit up a couple of sweet shops, as we
Heck
always
yeah.
do. And then we were en route.
Yeah, one of the best things about being on vacation is eating whatever the hell you want. Ice cream every day. Ice cream every day.
Slowly but surely to our lunch destination, window shopping every stop along the way, when we spotted something in the window that we'd seen pop up in the comments just a few hours earlier, and that would be Scrumpy. Did we get any Scrumpy to try? Well, no, because we wanted to remember our day. And
Is it alcohol? Is it alcohol made from cheese? Wait a minute. Can you make alcohol from cheese? It's cider. What? Cheddar Scrumpy. Does it taste like cheese? Cider expert. 6.5% alcohol. Made exclusively from pure... What was that? Pressed champion apples matured. Oh. Oh. It's called cheddar because it's made in cheddar, but it's apple cider. Okay. Okay.
Our trip and our names. So onward to our lunch place, as at this point, hiking the cave, we were all quite ready.
What is that?
So
Hang on.
after
What? Is that water coming up?
point, hiking
What's happening here?
the cave, we were all quite ready. So after Go Cave, we went over and ate some Cornish pasties.
Damn, y'all.
And that was a first time experience. Thank you. I didn't say pasty this time.
Shout out to Waterfall Pastries and Ice Cream.
It was pretty good.
I'm so
Pretty good
hungry.
pasty. Definitely hot. Took a while to cool down. And then Josh had to
Oh, yeah.
put like a ton of salt on it, I think.
Offended all of the Brits.
So gonna be completely honest here, while these were good, they didn't quite live up to the expectation that we've been led to believe they would. And it could have just been the specific place. Again, they were good, dare I say even great, but they were not life-changing. And I'm wondering if it just boils down to these not being true Cornish pasties. So many of y'all had said that a Cornish pasty is not a Cornish pasty unless it comes from Cornwall. It sounds like that's definitely going to be a part of our northern trip to England at some point, trying a true Cornwall Cornish pasty. But until then, this one got 3 lovelies and a lush.
That's not bad. Like, it sells ice cream. Like, they're probably more focused on, like, ice cream, right?
And then you're negating the part where we climbed Jacob's Ladder 280 steps to the top of the gorge.
Here we are at the bottom of some steps. We're not sure what to do. We've never used our legs before.
Oh, man.
We have that. Excuse us.
Speaking of that clip there, as you kind of watch us start to ascend Jacob's Ladder here, the amount of kind people that we encountered on this trip was honestly a little surprising. And not because we didn't initially think that people were kind, but just because of the comment section, saying the North was a lot more welcoming and a lot more outgoing and friendly. But really during our southern travels of England, we only ever encountered kind people. Almost everyone that we came in contact with was just so friendly, and honestly it was pretty incredible to experience that. But yeah, this was the first real indication that this trip in England was gonna be a little more walking than we thought originally. You guys warned us that there would be a lot of walking. Man, we did not know what we were getting ourselves into, and thankfully we all had good walking shoes prepared for this trip.
All right. Where does it go?
There's no
Where are you
rocks,
going?
so- I'm not reading it.
Yeah. That seems like the kind of thing you might want to do at the end of the day. Because once you do that, my legs would be butter for the rest of the day.
Mark said he's not ready. We'll come back.
All right. Are we on? All right, we're leaving the doofuses. Mark is dying down there. I had a better pace going until I got interrupted. Have you ever been to Jacob's Ladder here at Cheddar Gorge?
No.
It's a good workout. My legs are definitely
fast.
burning.
And here you can see Mark being an absolute trooper. He's using both handrails, but this man made it all the way up Jacob's Ladder. Take a moment and comment, "Go Mark." And then,
You know, it reminds me of going to one of those gorges in Georgia, like I mentioned, with my dad. You take these stairs down, like the side of the cliff, but you gotta remember, you gotta walk back up. Gotta walk back up.
the top of Jacob's Ladder, where we found the lookout tower, which gave you an overall view of Somerset. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
That's worth it.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just over and over, time and time again, the sights that we saw, and we're only on day 2 of this trip. It's breathtaking, honestly.
Beautiful.
You all are incredibly fortunate to have the sights and the views that you do.
Y'all, that, to me, that looks kind of like a place in the southeastern United States. It's so green, though. Beautiful. Blue sky. Way to go, Somerset.
And we are just honored that we were able to take part in this trip.
Poor Mark. Poor Mark. To be fair, the British
Who's
people
Mark?
did warn you to get your steps in.
They did not.
And you just ignored that.
He ain't listening.
So,
Mark sounded like he was making an old school 80s hip hop beat.
what kind of hip hop do you listen to?
You never heard Fat Boys?
Anyways,
From Jacob's Ladder, we popped into a couple of shops as we headed down mountain in Cheddar Gorge. And of course, we had to stop in this amazing cheese shop. Now, since we weren't in England, but for like 8 days, we would have loved to have tried all of these cheeses, but we would have wasted a lot of that cheese. Honestly, window shopping while we were in England was so dangerous because we wanted to buy everything that we saw, and we just knew that we couldn't. I have literally never seen a sign so polite. Not no parking, but polite notice, no parking. All right, up next, we're going to an ice cream shop that has 100 different flavors of ice cream.
Okay.
We're gonna try all of them. Just kidding.
Hell yeah. Y'all, I think ice cream's my favorite food, so this is my kind of place. Yes. Oh, I gotta read some of these flavors, y'all. Yo. Apple pie, banana split, Bandoff. Oh, Benoff. Black cherry and cream, Bueno swirl, Biscoff. Oh, y'all, I love Biscoff cookies. Blueberry muffin. Oh, these are great flavors. What does that say? Oh, bubblegum, chocolate brownie, candy floss, pistachio nut, Eaten Miss, raspberry ripple, rocky road, ginger and mango. Wow. Oreo crunch, peach and raspberry melba, toffee and hazelnut. Y'all, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have ice cream for lunch. Chocolate waffle cone. Oh, that's the tiniest milkshake I've ever seen. Oh yeah. Whoever got this knows what's up. Yeah. That's a good choice.
And just like that, it was time to leave Cheddar Gorge and make our way to our next destination, where we would meet up with a longtime friend of ours, someone that we met on YouTube very early in our journey. And while we've met in person before when he visited the States, we've not yet met in his homeland, which we were extremely excited about. So come along with us as we go to meet the H family, Mr. and Mrs. H, as well as baby H from Mr. H and Friends YouTube channel. The H family really honestly are the only reason that we are where we are today, because as you can see here, they were responsible for our very first British taste test. And out of this one episode, all of the rest were born. So thank you so very much for your friendship, and thank you for all that you've done for our channel as well. We love you guys.
Aw. Oh, wow. Y'all, I think we're gonna stop it there for today and save the second half for another reaction video. I really just wanted to see the Cheddar Gorge stuff, but we'll have to come bath to this. Bath. Those caves are amazing. I would love to see that. I would love to try some cheddar from Cheddar. I want that ice cream. I'd like to try some of that cheddar scrumpy too. I'm hungry though. I don't think I can make it to the end of this video. I gotta go eat something. Well, y'all, I'd like to say thanks to my patrons. I'd like to say thanks to my Buy Me a Coffee folks. Thank y'all for watching this with me, and I'll see you next time. Later.